we are rolling.
But the TV's not on.
We are going to go over some comments. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody that commented on the last video. Tons of support.
Yeah.
Tons of nice comments. That's why we're doing it, to try to foster a community around this really amazing show.
Yeah.
We're going to read through a bunch of your guys' comments, so go ahead and skip ahead if you want to just jump straight to the reaction.
This is just on 11, right? Episode 11.
Yep.
Okay.
First comment we got was Roroshio. Cats, I love the cats.
Cats love you too.
Bep says, so glad Howard made it through. This episode was so hectic and tense that we needed a win.
Yeah. Go Howard.
Hopefully we get to see him.
I know,
again.
and I hope that his sister gets to build another relationship with him.
Roroshio again says, what I think about the situation with Langdon and Santos is that the apology he offered was very basic. It even seems like he doesn't think he was really wrong about treating her bad because she's the last person he apologized to. He apologized to everyone else before, even those he hadn't directly hurt or that they didn't even know what was going on. I feel like he resents Santos because she exposed him. He doesn't think good of her, and if he were truly committed to healing, he would thank her for what she did. At least in some way. So I get that she thinks of him as a golden boy who gets away with things easily. Not only did everyone accept him, but no one changed their perception of him, even though he treated Santos very badly. But at the same time, I feel that Santos is very resentful, exaggerating, and being unprofessional. From Sadie Had a Dog. I didn't even see this one.
I love Sadie Had a Dog. I wonder what kind of dog Sadie has.
Says, another great reaction. Most of the big reaction channels come from people in the medical field, but I like the layperson fan channels too. I'm happy I stumbled across yours and they call me sour reactions. Throwing recommendations out for both of you and I hope it brings in more people.
Woo-hoo!
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sadie.
That's awesome.
Tabiko says, I think that Santos is just like Robbie and that she doesn't think people can change after they've been broken in specific ways. The ultimatum she gave him is unreasonable and wouldn't help anybody. You can even tell she came up with it just that second, and I personally think she is more interested in him taking the alternative that she gave him. Stay out of her way. Honestly, if he did tell everyone, I think it would shock her to her core and really mess with her, because like Robbie, if she ever saw people really changing, she'd realize that she too could change, and she isn't stuck just the way she is. That if she put in the work and got therapy, she could heal, and ultimately that means she could have been healing all along.
Yeah.
It's a long day at the pit for everyone today. Definitely agree. Jay Alex says, I've been apologized to by an alcoholic in AA and the apology was very basic. It seems when you have a lot of people to apologize to, it takes a lot of effort and some steady nerves and you can't get very deep as initially you'd be overwhelmed and exhausted. Yeah, it can definitely be tough, especially if you've hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it doesn't really matter the amount of people you have. If you truly want to make the amends, each one will, have the appropriate depth. Clearly Langdon's wasn't. He's got time for another one, for a real one. It's not just one and done. It's a lifelong process.
And there's something called daily amends where he just needs to either stay out of her lane or genuinely find a way for those two to connect.
Tony Milne says, Langdon never said thank you to Santos. That's the first thing he should have said to her, then gone on to ask for forgiveness, period. Zelina says, I'm so happy I found you. I needed something like you two are doing. The Santos and Langdon situation seems like one part Langdon not having too much experience of making amends due to not having to practice it due to being the golden boy. It is no excuse. These are the trials and tribulations a human must go through. Too bad that his training wheels phase is in such a serious circumstance. Regarding Santos, it seems that she has had to fend for herself. The abuse story from last season supports that. She might not have had healthy role models for processing injustice, and generally her emotional processing seems quite teenager-like. People get frozen, and in the time period, the worst thing happened to them. Robbie is definitely not a guidance in this season. I'm hurting for Mel. The way Robbie asked how she was, and while she answered and just ghosted her.
Yep.
She is going through so much. Dana is a brief relief, but oh my God. Also F ICE with its agents with fragile masculinity and fascist attitudes. Fire Sports says, really hope Langdon doesn't relapse after re-injuring his back with the kid from the car. Thrilled Dr. J caught the entire ICE dispute on video so she can share with the world. Also hated Dr. Robbie's interactions with Mel and Samira. He could have provided both of them some reassurance in situations where they really needed it. Couple positives. I really enjoyed the fact that Howard made it through surgery and Robbie telling Javida to show her mother why she belongs here. The Langdon re-injuring his back thing is kind of interesting.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, so it lingered on his face a little bit when he was lifting the boy up the mother brought in. Tulug, my buddy Nick, says, 2855, I saw someone make a good point that Mel is maybe upset because her sister is having all these life experiences, while she has put a lot of her own life on hold to take care of Becca since their parents have passed away. So it could be some subconscious resentment, something along the lines of, oh, I've had no friends or significant others this whole time to focus on taking care of you, and now you're suddenly having all these experiences. Cool. Like early on in the season, that guy who was flirting with her asked her what she likes to do, and she struggles to find an answer because taking care of her sister is her personality. And now Becca is kind of leaving her behind in a way. One interesting thing I saw, Taylor Dearden, the actor for Mel, she said that she's trying to play Mel as generally asexual, meaning like she's not looking for a relationship or anything. Maybe that stems from her relationship with Becca, and she's kind of been the caretaker figure. Akira the Toast says, the guy with the ball has an addict bracelet. That's why he didn't want any medication.
I didn't see that either.
I know.
What is an addict bracelet? We need to watch it again.
Probably just a bracelet that has like the symbol or whatever on it.
Good catch, girl. That was a girl, right?
No idea.
Okay.
Kate Russell says, like your reactions, the show is gold. The Art of Loss says, love the conversation about the Santos Langdon situation. I think there truly isn't a right or wrong here. It's just a very complex situation all around. Of course, with Santos being Santos, there are always layers to everything she might feel. Oh, this is a very long comment, so I'm probably just going to skim through it. The apology truly is bad and probably only made her more mad, especially when you compare how thorough his apologies were with Mel and Louis, which is very true. Santos was forced to keep the reason for his departure a secret for 10 months. You know, that can have a lot of psychological side effects, like you said, yep. Langdon's inability to recognize his privilege, kind of putting Santos on the back foot. And Santos can't really forgive Langdon because she never forgave herself. It's an interesting point. As we learned in season 1, she says, my friend took her own life. There isn't a day that I don't regret not being able to stop my friend. So she does have that kind of mindset. It seems like she takes that into a lot of aspects of her life. You go on to make a few more points, and then you finish up here with, I don't think she actually expects him to confess what he did, and she probably won't forgive him even if he were to admit that. It sounds like a when pigs fly kind of ultimatum, because she's simply not ready to forgive. At the end of the day, she has a right to feel however she wants about it, even if it doesn't necessarily come from a healthy place. Now, do I hope she'll be able to ask for help and go to therapy? Sure, but not because of Langdon. I want her to stop torturing herself for things that were out of her control when she was a child and be able to create real emotional connections with people instead of pushing them away. And if it means that one day she'll be able to accept his forgiveness, then all the better. Absolutely. Our good friend Skigi, and she says, I'm late to commenting, but I did watch the day you posted. Everyone in the comments basically covered my thoughts on this episode, but I wanted to comment and say thank you so much for another great reaction and commentary at the end. You two are so compassionate and observant. It is always good to see level heads react to BS, Ice in the Building, and Santos Langdon stuff. It sounds like Diane knows firsthand what addiction and recovery looks like and feels like, and I just wanted to say kudos to you, Mama, from someone in recovery myself. Also, it warmed my heart to be referred to as a friend. You two are the best.
What's that heart? What's a heart?
Gil Gazak says, so cute seeing your mom be so empathetic with all the situations. Glad to watch the reaction. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. You know, we do it to, like I said, to spread this community, because, you know, I love talking about the show, and I love, I don't know, seeing flawed characters represent being a human, and, you know, it's really eye-opening in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, it's 9:02. Do you have any comments you want to make before we start?
We really need to find out what's going to happen to Emma, and I'm suspecting.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm suspecting it's not good.
Doesn't seem like it's going to be good. She's currently getting choked out. I think that was the biggest thing we ended on. There was a lot of things last
I hope Dana's
episode.
the one that comes and rescues her, because, you know, Dana is going to take every ounce of energy, every fiber in her being, and just knock that guy right out to let him...
I hope it's not her, because that's just one more thing to take her over the edge.
Well,
I
true.
hope it's the hospital security that comes in and does their job.
Okay.
Which would be nice.
Yeah.
Or the law enforcement that's in the building. Maybe they can do something about it. But
Right. He probably needs some Thorazine.
Don't know what that is.
Well, they gave it to One Fly Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They gave it to all of those guys in the psychiatric ward, and you get the Thorazine shuffle.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
It was like 40 years before your time. There she goes. Knew it would be Dana. Is that Baby Jane Doe?
Looks like it.
It's the code hula hoop, Central 14.
Oh my God. They all know what that means.
Whoa! What the hell happened?
He attacked Ellis, so I gave him a shot to sell him down.
You all right?
Oh, she's okay.
How did you get a bloody nose?
He slipped.
She did it. She clocked him.
Hey, Can I get a selfie with you?
Me?
Yeah, you're kind of a legend among med students.
Oh,
They call you the
Neat.
Phantom
On
of
her
the Pit.
students.
Among med
Secretly
students.
living
Oh,
in the
med
hospital for
students.
months.
What? It wasn't months.
Still waiting on labs, x-rays, meds.
Because he slept in the hospital for months.
PTMC go.
Are you sure you're all right?
I think so.
Good, come on.
She's gotta be scared.
So, what exactly happened?
He grabbed him. He threw her up against the wall. I ran in and gave him a shot.
Right, and did he slip before or after the shot?
Before.
Yeah, he had me in a headlock. I didn't see what happened.
What did you give him?
4 milligrams of Versed.
Who wrote the order?
I had it in my pocket. I was on my way to waste it, but she was sideways. What?
Okay, so
Write
now
it
he's
up.
altered from alcohol, Versed, and a head trauma. Now he's gonna need a head CT to rule out intracranial bleeding and a fracture.
Would you rather be Emma with a head injury or worse?
Yep.
Don't worry about it. We got this.
No, there's no we here. You need to pass this patient off and report him.
Fine. Emma, you're done with this bastard. I'll handle
No,
him now.
this is my emergency department, and I'm telling you to pass it off.
These are my nurses, and I choose what cases they work. And if you think for 1 minute putting anyone else from my staff at risk with that asshole, you better give your fucking head a shake. Come on. Come on.
100%.
MBA coming in.
Okay, I'll be right there, thank you.
It seems like Robbie does not take these situations seriously enough.
I'm going to recommend this ED have 2 attendings on shift at all times moving forward. This department is clearly too much for one person to handle. It's not healthy for you or the patients, and I'm very concerned by what I've witnessed today with some of the staff. What is going on with Langdon and Santos? I saw them having it out like it was fight night. Dr. Langdon hasn't even been here for 10 months, and you told me this morning there was nothing to worry about with Dr. Santos.
There isn't. Santos and Langdon have beef because she's the one who turned him in for taking meds.
I'm sorry, what?
She didn't.
Santos is responsible for revealing Langdon's benzo addiction.
Was he stealing drugs from this ED?
This ED is the best of the best, and I would put it up against any emergency department in the country. And it is going to be yours to fuck up, so don't fuck it up.
He didn't even answer her.
Avoided the question.
So she had no clue. What is she watching?
You're not supposed
trying
to
to-
smoke out here.
Upload the video she
Really?
took.
Oh,
Seems to be working for me so far. How old are you, kid?
I'm 21. Tuesday.
Jesus, some kind of idiot savant.
We no
Jesus.
longer use that term. It's derogatory.
You bruise easy millennials.
Actually, I'm Gen Z.
Man,
Even
she's
worse.
cool.
I was stripping at purgatory to put myself through school when I was your age. Snowflake.
She needs to retire.
Yeah, I'm getting
She is
off
retired.
later than I thought.
She needs to go
I'll give you a call
re-retire.
when I get a better idea of when.
Oh my God, they always come flying in.
Ring!
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Trying jaw thrust.
Radio's weak and thready.
What's his name?
My dad.
Oliver.
Hey, Oliver, can you open your eyes for me?
Okay, here we go.
Oh God.
Tell it to someone who cares.
You know what? You should care, because if you gave that guy a serious injury with force inflicted from a sedative, you are not licensed to prescribe.
Anyone else uses force to stop an assault, they're a hero, but a nurse does it and we're punished.
You just happen to have a vial of Versed in your pocket.
It was extra from the medics. Good timing, I guess.
When we waste a controlled substance, we need a witness to sign off.
I was on my way to when I spotted that asshole attacking our girl. Anything else, Nancy Drew?
Where are you going?
Taking a pee. Do I need your permission to do that too now?
Jesus, Robbie. He's not even worried about Emma getting attacked. He's worried about her using the medicine against him.
Somebody needs to sign off on it though. I thought he was going to sign off on it for her. Man,
Best to
she
avoid
got
if
that
possible. Pressure
syringe
support,
ready
active reduction,
real
that's the time
fast.
to-
Pulse ox only 85.
Good BP. Let's start at 400 mics per minute for 2 to 5 minutes.
I was asking Dr. Javadi.
Don't you always start low with nitro, then titrate up?
In flash pulmonary edema, we do the opposite.
Oh, she's giving Langdon a cold shoulder now.
All right, it's the second time that Emma was attacked by a patient today. I took one of my nurses, and these cyber assholes have thrown us back into 1999.
Well, I'm worried about you. You are not yourself today.
He's got room to talk.
Great. Thanks, Eddie. Next thing, would you mind taking your shoes off?
What for?
Just being safe.
Swelling?
Yeah, lead foot.
My back's not what it used to be.
Let me help you. Dr. King, what do you think about doing a Romberg test?
What is that?
It's a general evaluation of balance.
Can you stand up, sir?
Yep.
I don't understand what the vibe is between Mohan and Mel right there.
Shots are not coming up. Pressure's holding on
Seemed a
400
little awkward.
What's up the bike?
Something wrong?
That depends. Are you a 4-month-old with severe diaper rash?
No, I'm Dorian Cole, and I'm pretty sure that I broke my collarbone.
Dante Casella, 34, blunt trauma from a fireworks explosion in his storage unit. A&O, good vitals,
God, his
large
whole
scalp
head is covered
laceration
in
and
blood.
bruising to the chest.
He stuck through his head dressing.
Let's take a peek.
Oh,
Normally
wow.
we don't deal with scalp locks on the primary
What
survey, only if
happened?
there's
He soaked through the headdress. He's bleeding so much that he soaked the head
Pressure
dressing.
wave, especially with organs that are air-filled. How are we looking, Dr. Santos?
His
That's
scalp
negative, no free
looks like
fluid in
it's
the belly.
coming off. Oh, it is. Oh, God.
Fuck me.
What is it?
It's a pretty big flap.
What
Checking for bleeding
happened?
source.
There's a
Is
firework
Saturdalia?
explosion.
It is indeed.
Crack my head open or what?
Don't worry, your skull is intact. It's just a very deep cut. Okay, we got a couple arterials that need control.
He's been
Figure of 8
scalped.
sutures.
Dr. Santos for 800.
What are rainy clips, Alex?
does
Quicker
an
than
explosion
sutures.
Ding, ding,
do
ding, ding.
that?
Okay, clamp those. Dr. Alshim is right. The nebs will hold them over until dialysis gets here. You got this?
All good in here?
Yep.
I'm gonna go give this guy's kid an update. He's probably freaking out. Come find me if you need me.
Yep.
Is that the mom of the heat stroke?
Yeah.
Do you believe it was just an accident?
Does it matter?
As a doctor, no. As a mom, sometimes I can't tell if motherhood has made me more understanding or more judgmental.
I didn't even know she was a
Dana, got a
mom.
couple of visitors. Don't stay too late. Hello, Miss Stevens.
my
I'm Dr.
God.
Whoa.
Stupid.
Tanning bed?
Really, really sore.
I don't think that's a
Yeah,
tanning
we'll
bed.
get you. Your last patient left her blanket. Oh.
Roxy.
Is that Roxy?
Yeah,
She's got goggle prints, though.
You good?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it could be a tanning bed.
Just, I'm looking for something to put this in.
I guess there's not many beaches in
Patient
Pittsburgh.
left it.
I didn't know you could get so burnt,
She died,
lobster
yeah.
looking, though, in a
Cancer
tanning
moms,
bed.
2
I didn't
kids.
know. Unless you fell asleep for an hour.
I've never been to one, so I don't know.
Oh, right, right.
Those 2 young boys said goodbye to them. Wish I could cry again, you know?
You want a hug?
Oh.
God, no.
Oh, no?
Mom
Really?
is stable, but she's still waiting on the imaging. Best case, 3 to 6 months, but she may never return to the functionality she had prior to the injury and recovery.
Okay, well, kill me now.
See what I'm dealing with, Dad?
Speaking of which, I want you and everybody else to see the trauma counselor while I'm gone. Yes?
Yes.
And I asked Whitaker to house sit for me while I'm gone. I figured that would distract from the whole farmer's widow thing.
Wait, what?
Bringing the mail, water the plants. Cool.
Cool. Yeah, fine. That looks good. You
I
can
don't
start
think she
the
wants him to move out.
You're gonna make a great ex-husband one day, Rabinovich.
I thought he already was an
got a
ex-husband.
defense attorney look.
That's the guy who attacked Emma? It's intense. How you doing?
BG.
Oh, that's me. Hey, you did what you had to do with that guy. Everything's gonna be fine.
From your lips.
That's the attitude Robbie needed. They teach us at work to fight dirty. It's and
I
unfair.
get launched 10,
life's not
15
fair.
feet across the garage.
What kind
right up
of
into the
fights
lift
could
track.
you be getting into at work?
Customers. The guns have been pulled on
remember the
people
rest.
getting on their property.
Screaming.
Shit.
General public is not safe.
Hey, you know, Mason, if you're hungry, we've got a pretty good cafeteria.
Don't lie to him.
We have a cafeteria.
I'm just.
Are you still thinking rural emergency medicine when you're done here?
Not thinking, doing.
God, I hope there are still some hospitals left for you to work at.
Yeah.
Hey, Digby!
There he is.
Ah,
There's the man.
Where?
It's Mateo.
First one in, Mateo. You get
I don't see him.
Mateo!
Left you guys at the layup.
Oh, God dang it! He's right in front of me. I thought that was
What
Emma.
up, Dr. J?
Right. That was,
Emma's got a crazy beard going.
Mateo!
Come on, you.
God, he's good looking.
You enjoy the dark side when you graduate?
The emergency department?
The night shift, baby. It's wild.
Oh, my God. Sweet
I
talker.
haven't even decided what residency I'm applying for yet.
We'll figure it out.
I can't believe I didn't recognize him.
Tell that to my parents.
I choked her? No, I would never do something like that.
You
But
did.
you did. Can you, sorry, can you excuse me for a minute? Jesus Christ. Reed. What's he saying anyway? He's in a bit of shock. Claims he doesn't remember anything. All right, well, the good news is your CT was negative for skull fracture and cranial hemorrhage.
You mean that's good news for you and that blonde nurse lady?
But your lab results were positive for alcohol and cocaine.
Okay, you got me. I did a couple of birdie bumps on the turn, but we were just having fun on the golf course.
You assaulted somebody.
With cocaine, your liver produces a metabolite called cocainethylene.
Well, what does that have to do with me? Allegedly doing what you said.
It's a psychoactive molecule more toxic and potent than cocaine. And it can lead to confusion, paranoia, aggression, and even psychosis. And you need to give a statement to the police outside in the meantime.
He knows something
Just a poke.
that Dana did to him.
See?
Good news, Mrs. Cohen. Your imaging results show no hip fracture and no internal bleeding. But you do have a small hairline fracture of the superior pubic ringmus.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Well, if you're gonna have a fracture, it's the best one to have.
Do I need to stay in the hospital? Not necessarily. Your recovery.
Hi, baby.
It's like that every time.
It's tough to find the balance between respecting your loved one's
Oh,
need
that
for agency
lobster
and doing
lady.
what's best for their safety.
She's gonna be one
I was wondering if you had
big
your
blister. She's gonna be one big blister.
I've got a schedule. I've got places to go. I've got people to see.
I guess they're not going together.
Try to stay calm, please. Just breathe with me. In. Okay, out. Look at me. Just breathe in. Out. Very good. In.
Mom, you don't need to do it.
Stay calm, okay? We got
They
this.
say, Robbie. You too, Trinity.
Is that an actual compliment?
Sometimes you guys get lucky.
Hey, you should probably get started crossing your T's and dotting your I's for night shift handoff.
Right. Well, vaya con Dios, or whatever the bikers
Night
are
shift
saying.
handoff. Something else
We're
has got to
anxious
happen
about
for them
their
to stay
ability to
here.
recover
3 more
and
episodes.
We haven't seen him from the
could have
recap.
him
Oh, the
speak,
insurance
see
guy?
how
The guy who
Mr.
didn't want to pay for it?
Yeah, him. Did we see
Independence,
Howard?
autonomy, can do what
No,
we do.
we talked about him. No. What about Baby Dame Joe?
We saw her.
But it,
Looking for
nothing.
the right to be
What-
considered
a
your-
blink of an eye. You need to go talk to her. He needs to make some amends. Ah, she's really smoking, ain't she?
You ever gonna tell me what really happened in there?
Nowhere.
You could lose your nursing license. Let me guess, that violent Versett in your pocket. You drew that up for Doug Driscoll in case he ever came back, and now you've just been carrying it around ever since.
No
I did
way.
exactly what I needed to. Now there's a young nurse who gets to go home in one piece because of me. McKay can sign the Versett order for me if you will.
I will sign the order. I will sign an extra order so you can have one when I'm gone. That's hardly the point. It's not exactly like I'm against nurse safety. I'm trying to advocate for your caution because you're the person who's supposed to be here keeping this running while I'm gone, not roaming the halls like a vigilante with a loaded syringe and a vendetta.
It's always do as I say, not as I do with you, isn't it? What is wrong with you today?
Samira, Mr. AAA. Mel and Alice had a deposition. McKay's treating people in the park. Fucking Langdon.
At some point, you and Langdon got to work this
I don't want him here.
He made a mistake and he paid for it.
Did he? Did he go to jail? Because I let him get away with the crime. So what does that make me?
You didn't
Human!
turn him
Are
in?
you angry at him or are you angry at you?
Somebody could have died.
Oh, it's the ED. Somebody's always
Go ahead,
dying.
make jokes. Make jokes instead of acknowledging
He didn't kill anybody.
that we know of.
And he saved a lot of lives that we do know of. Our kids disappoint us sometimes.
Langdon is not a kid.
No, but he's your guy and you're taking it personally. Langdon fucked up and you think that makes you look bad, but it's on him.
How am I supposed to leave this place when it's a shit show?
First you can't stay, now you can't go. What is it, Rabinovich?
No, I'm going. I just thought I could leave it a little better when I did.
Oh, don't be such a martyr. This place is always teetering on the brink of disaster, with or without you. We do it every night, every day off. This place is bringing to one person. It survived without Adamson, it survived without me, and it'll survive without you.
Whoa. She just mentioned
My
his
meds are
mentor's
making me
name.
worse?
What?
Suture card. What's she doing? Trying to cut?
she is.
Hey, you doing all right?
Never better, thanks. Bye. God, you're really just gonna keep standing there, aren't you?
Yeah, what's going on?
Good, whatever.
It was literally my first day of being a doctor. And Langdon gaslit me and made me question my skills over and over. And it's taken me a long time to feel like I belong here. And now he's back. And I don't even care that he was an addict. I care that he was a fucking asshole. And it's like no one here even remembers any of this. And everyone here talks about community and family, all while they throw you under the bus. And Robbie is the only attending who actually sees through the bullshit. But now he's leaving for some grand ego death spirit quest, and Robo-Doc over there shoots me in the proverbial dick.
Well, Garcia's here. She likes you, right?
She doesn't like me. She likes getting laid. I'm her stress relief squeeze toy, or was. You know, she and Langdon would make a great couple.
Yeah, that's dark. I'm sorry.
Yeah? Why do you care?
Wow,
We're
girl.
friends, I think.
Okay, are we? Because on top of all of
You
that,
just
you're the one
laid
who's
all
being
your
super
shit
shitty
out
about
on
moving
him.
out.
Moving out.
Yeah, I heard you're gonna go squat at Robbie's sad bachelor pad.
Honestly, I thought that was your idea to get me to move out of the apartment.
No, I wanted him to give you some fatherly advice about going all farmers only and not giving you the keys to his fucking house.
Oh my God.
No, I know it was none of my business.
No, it's not that. It's
You're gonna miss me.
you actually like living with me, don't you?
What are you talking about? You leave your dirty clothes everywhere. You eat all of my avocados as soon as they ripen. You keep pausing the TV to ask the dumbest questions. And no, I'm going back to the avocado thing because I've never seen someone consume so many. It's disgusting.
Just say it, and I won't move out, okay? I'm not gonna be doing much of Robbie's. I'm gonna be taking in his mail and watering his plants.
Say what?
Admit that you like having me as your roommate.
You are such a fuckleberry. Have fun with Robbie's plants.
Girl.
You have no idea how much joy that just brought me.
Wow.
Hey.
How much longer until I get these things off and go home?
You're not going home, buddy.
Oh. You assaulted a nurse.
Yeah. You said it was the cocoethyl thing that made me go crazy.
Well, if you're drunk and you kill someone, you still kill someone. So after we clear you in a few hours, you're gonna take a ride with the uniformed officer outside who's gonna take you in for processing.
No. This cannot be happening.
No, since you golf and can buy cocaine, I assume you can post bail after your arraignment.
You're gonna ruin my fucking life!
But it being our nation's big, beautiful birthday, that hearing may take longer than usual. So I'd cancel any grand plans you have for the 4th. I can leave you with these.
Rehab? Fuck off.
God.
I'm suing this whole hospital and you for personal injury.
Well, good luck convincing a jury of that one.
Oh, fuck this whole place and fuck all of you! No, not you, officer. Fuck!
Westbridge and Good Dominion have settled their cyber dispute.
Okay.
Ransom?
Yeah.
It's coming back up.
Our IT department is confident in our defenses, so they will be rebooting everything soon.
Hey, so, this is it, huh?
Yeah. Don't let the place burn down.
You know, in a previous life, I had a lot of friends who liked to see how close the edge was. As if it was a challenge they were called to meet. Trouble is, they all inevitably found it.
Okay.
I'm just picking up on a weird vibe from you today, is all.
Yeah, well, it's been a weird day.
So maybe all you lunatics need to learn how to set some boundaries. Like me. Well, see you tomorrow, Doc. Good luck in there. Sorry about the mess.
Yes.
Dr. Shan.
Hey.
Head trauma. Unwitnessed fall from the warehouse catwalk where he works as a security guard.
Oh my God.
No.
That is him.
Orlando. He left 5 hours ago.
All right.
That was only 5 hours. Well, yeah, it was only 5 hours ago, wasn't it?
not too much excitement, but a lot of plot progression.
Yeah, Awashimi, I'm almost like so leery of her now. She's totally giving Langdon the cold shoulder. But that's great that Javati is getting some more instruction, but it's now like she almost doesn't even trust Langdon. And Robbie, he didn't report Langdon either. Is that where all the guilt's coming from? Or was Dana right? Langdon fucked up, so now that must mean you're a fuck up. Or option number 3, he had so much respect for Langdon. He prided him on being his attending. Is that what he was? Langdon, senior.
Langdon is a resident.
He's Robbie's the attending. And maybe Robbie feels let down. Almost like Mel, like he's lost his best friend.
Probably all the above. I think Robbie's taken a lot of Langdon's screw-ups personally. Man, I don't know. I'm at a loss. His conversation with Dana, it seems like
She is carrying Versed and a loaded syringe in her pocket all day, every day. That's scary.
Allegedly.
Because I said, how did she get that syringe loaded so quickly? She already had it. He called her out on it.
Possibly saved them his life.
Wow, though. Wow. I mean, is that not trauma? PTSD to the core.
In her case, it's PTSD, but I don't think it necessarily is. I think it's like you live and you learn. She got punched in the first season. She's not letting that happen to her or her nurses again.
But like Robbie said, she could lose her license. She's willing to risk
somebody
that?
reports it.
Yeah. And that golfer, he seems to know something.
I don't think he does.
Because when McKay came back in and said, you don't have a concussion or whatever, and he said, well, that's really good for you and that blonde girl. So he knows Dana did something.
Yeah, he's got a broken nose because she punched him in the face.
So he was aware of that? He
currently has a broken nose.
I thought he fell into the wall.
I think it's intentionally ambiguous. We didn't see it, and we don't know exactly what happened.
That was cool how Whitaker, he's just grown up since season 1 and so strong and about his own self-esteem that he could approach Santos and say, admit it, you like me being your roommate. He would have never done that in season 1.
That was definitely my favorite conversation of the episode. It was really, really cool to see Santos open up about that, about a lot of things, her and Garcia, her and Langdon. And I think it kind of reverberates with one of the comments that said Santos sees herself in Robbie, and I think they called it, I can't remember which comment it was, but she specifically mentioned that she thinks Robbie is the only one that can see through the bullcrap that's happening.
Okay.
Which I think is totally flipped around. I think Robbie is letting it all get to him. He's not seeing through it, he's absorbing it all. And that's exactly what she's doing. She thinks that the entire hospital is out to get her. She feels like, she said in the previous episode, she feels like a pariah. And she said that she thinks everybody's out to get her, when they're not.
That's paranoia.
It's absolutely paranoia. And that is definitely the trauma that she mentioned. That was her first day being a doctor, and he was a jerk to her. She's not mad that he was an addict. She's not mad that he stole drugs. She's mad that he was mean to her.
Yeah. Langdon has not said thank you to Santos. That could be the ticket to break this ice between them. Langdon has to be able to recognize it took her for his life to change.
Honestly, I feel like I'm not sure that a conversation with Langdon is what she needed. I think the conversation with Whitaker was like the first time she was able to actually open up about how she truly feels and feel heard and feel seen, you know? Because like she mentioned, she understands her relationship with Garcia isn't a personal one, really.
Sure.
And doesn't get that kind of reassuring interaction with her. She hasn't got that kind of reassuring interaction with Langdon. Really, it's only Whitaker there, and we have not seen them talk.
You know what, though, is, and because I've been on the receiving side and I've been on the giving side, when I allow somebody to know how grateful I am for them or how important they are in my life, the endorphins go crazy. You know what I'm saying? In me. If somebody says, Diane, I'm just really grateful that you're a part of my life. I can't tell you how cloud 9 I am. It allows me to, number one, validation that I am enough, I am important in somebody's life, and that I have a purpose. Those might be some things that Langdon needs to get to in order to say to Santos, for her to feel like she is a part of. She is important. She has a purpose. She is not invisible. He holds the key. maybe.
I kind of feel like we're having two different conversations here.
I know. I got stuck on that.
I don't know if I like the wording that he has the key to her coming to terms with the situation. I think ultimately one thing that I've had to learn through my own experience is really no matter whose fault it is in a situation, if you're feeling some kind of way, it's up to you to get yourself out of that funk. You can't force somebody to apologize to you. You can't force somebody to make it up to you. You have to do what you need to do to be okay with the situation. She can't ethically have him fired. She can't ethically have him removed from her working life. She's gonna have to learn how to have somebody there that she feels some type of way about, whether he comes and apologizes to her or not. Now, if he does come apologize, do I think that would make it easier for her? Yeah, of course. If they can make amends, then yes, I think that would absolutely help. I don't think that means that he has the one and only key to her. Yeah. Why I keep bringing up the Whitaker and Santos conversation is I think that might be the key. That her relationship with Whitaker, it seems like that's the only thing that, I don't want to say is genuine, but is softened her shell. Like the community looks at Santos as know-it-all and hard exterior, sarcastic and not real with anybody, but she is real with Whitaker. She cares about Whitaker. She's sad. She doesn't care that he leaves his underwear out. She doesn't care that he eats her avocados. She cares that he might leave to go help the farmer's daughter. Yeah. She cares that he might leave to go house sit Robbie's house. I think that's the key to her coming to terms with any other situation in her life.
Do you think that it's because she's finally lowered the wall, allowed somebody into her life? Somehow, some way, she's been able to survive all on her own, and she doesn't think she needs anybody. And it's just been comfortable like that until she brought down that wall. Something inside of her, I don't know, felt sorry for Whitaker, and that's when she invited him to come to her house.
So one word that I don't know if I fully agree with what you said there is she was comfortable before him. I think she wouldn't have sought to make that change if she was comfortable. She was content, maybe. That's just how her life was. She was getting through. She had a house, she had a car, she had everything. She had her, monetary, physical needs covered. I think she was missing that. I think she wasn't comfortable. She didn't know that she wasn't comfortable. Once Whitaker comes along, opposites attract. Like, he's pretty much the exact opposite of her.
Yeah.
I think she subconsciously probably recognized that, and I think he did too. Obviously, she was offering him a room that he didn't have, but he's naturally caring, whereas she is, for lack of a better phrase, naturally cold. I think they kind of clicked, and obviously he's grown on her more than maybe she wants to let on. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool conversation.
Yeah, that was.
I think that really, I think the Santos love, now you're gonna see the community flip. 1 week they're hating Santos, and next week they're not. I've always been on the Santos wave. I think now there's gonna be a lot more people on the Santos wave.
In favor of? Why? What's gonna change in the community?
Because she was just so vulnerable just now. And
well, Giavotti heard it. That's about the only person that heard it, right?
We're talking about the Whitaker conversation.
Yeah, but you said the community are going to...
Me, you, the watchers.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant like the hospital staff.
Anything else with this episode? That was the big thing for me. I know that there was a lot going on.
Not as much of a rush as it was last week. I mean...
Agreed.
Okay, I guess that we needed that. I think that that's intentional from the writer's standpoint and intention. I like to be jolted, though. Emma getting chokehold. I don't want her to have another chokehold, but
I get what you're saying.
I don't know. It just holds my attention, grabs my attention, and that's what I like. But I'm going to suspect that Robbie is not going to leave because of Duke. He did make that promise to himself and to Duke, but he changed something. I don't know if it was just his facial. When Dana listed 3 people that this hospital will continue to run, even after they're gone, and the first one was Adamson. He changed. I don't know if he was like wanting to get mad at her. How dare you bring up his name? Or if there was a softness about it. I don't know, but something changed in him. Is it going to change him for future? I don't know, but that was fucked up, man. Her carrying that loaded syringe, that's got me messed up.
Why is that?
It's like carrying a loaded gun, and I wouldn't do that as a nurse in a hospital.
I agree to a certain extent that, what if she makes a mistake? But I'm very much on the side of personal rights and protections. What's the alternative if she didn't have that syringe? Emma might not be here anymore.
Right.
In a perfect world, I would not arm the nurses with syringes. I would have more security. If the hospital isn't providing security, I'm not against people securing themselves. I don't think she should have a gun, which is that's not what they're saying, but she used something at her in her workspace to protect somebody in her workspace. And like I mentioned while we were watching, one of the pillars of my work, every meeting starts with a level 1 safety check, which includes active shooter defense. And we have avoid, deny, defend. Avoid is to avoid the threat if possible. Deny is to block the threat if possible. And defend means to defend yourself by any means. Play dirty, fight dirty. That's what they tell us. Because they're not going to fight fair, you don't need to fight fair. Whatever the situation needs is what you need to use. And I totally agree. Because you are asking me to come into this area where there may be a threat. And if you're not going to give me the right to go home the way that I showed up, that's pretty much you putting that threat on me.
You know, I've always had this feeling about if I ever owned a gun or carried, you know, I would end up, as klutzy as I am, end up shooting myself. Or somebody would take that gun away from me and then shoot me with my own gun.
Well, then it's a good thing you don't have a gun.
Right. Let's just use the loaded syringe because that's all we have. How easy it could have been. Maybe he could have grabbed that syringe from her and then shot her with it.
You could say that about...
Could have overdosed.
You could say that about any of the... What if they were giving him saline as a normal procedure and he grabbed it and stabbed somebody with it? That would have killed them too.
Yeah.
If we expect nurses and healthcare workers to care for us and we don't protect them, we should expect them to protect themselves. We can't leave them defenseless and expect them to treat the general public. That's just not right. And if you don't think you're capable to handle a syringe, then don't handle a syringe. Clearly Dana's been trained. She knows how to use a syringe and she's comfortable using one.
Yeah.
Let her use one. That's how I view it, at least. Is there anything else with the episode?
I think Awashimi, I think she's going to get Langdon fired.
How would she do that?
We know that Awashimi knew that he was in this program.
Correct.
Somebody else has got to know in that hospital besides Robbie, Santos, Langdon, Dana, and now
Dr. Awashimi.
Somebody in this program has to know. Telling Langdon that because of what you did, you have to hold yourself accountable to us. They have to know what he did.
I think you're assuming a lot of things here. We don't know what program he's in. We don't know what the conditions of his program are. It might be a completely voluntary program where you go and you get help.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to know the reason you're in there or an event that is making you go in there. You might just have, he can go in there and say, I have a drug issue. Boom, let's do these steps.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I overdosed in the bathroom before. Oh, I stole drugs. Like, they don't need to necessarily know that part.
Right. But the fact that he was gone from this hospital, his employment, for 10 months. Somebody had to say, hey, where's Langdon? Why is he gone for 10 months?
Everybody knew that he was in the program. Everybody knows that. Not everybody knows the reason he was in the program. Okay. That's what we're saying.
Okay, got it.
So why do you think that, or how do you think she's going to get him fired?
And he stole fucking drugs from the hospital and you didn't report it? It just made me think like she's going to take matters into her own hands because she feels that that's the right thing to do.
Let me ask again, how do you think she's going to do that? I'm asking, how do you think she's going to take matters into her own hands?
I don't know.
Okay, because in my mind, she has no evidence.
Yeah.
It would literally just be her saying that. I don't know if that would be enough, I don't know. But I think she might think that it's the right thing to do, or maybe she might try to convince him to confess it. But
I guess they could talk to Santos.
Are you saying that she would go to Santos and ask her to testify? Oh, okay.
And then the true grit of Santos will show. And maybe Santos would say, no, I'm not willing to do that.
Why would she do that?
We, knowing Santos, would think that, hell yeah, I'll testify. Let me tell you what I caught him doing. I don't know, maybe something, this talk with Whitaker. I don't know. Maybe she's softening. And this is like, I'm not a writer, so it sounds like I'm trying to make another episode or something here, but...
No, we're just talking about what we think.
Yeah, it could very well happen.
So are you thinking that the conversation with Whitaker would... I mean, that would have to be the only thing that would change your mind, right?
Yeah.
I think if she didn't testify, it would definitely be because of the conversation with Whitaker. I'm a little surprised at how quickly Dr. Awashimi turned on Langdon. It kind of, when Santos this episode referred to her as Robo-Doctor, I was kind of like, oh man, like she's not a robo-doctor, but kind of, if her emotions are that tied to facts, maybe she is a little bit of a robo-doctor. Yeah. I don't know. I hope she doesn't.
I hope she doesn't either.
I can't say it would be wrong of her to. I might say that it's not necessarily her place. She wasn't an attending at the time. It wasn't her emergency room.
Is there any way Robbie could get in trouble?
Surely, yeah.
I mean, for not reporting him. after the fact.
I think that's where the lack of evidence comes in, though.
Okay.
I don't know, but like in my mind, or maybe that would be a reason that Santos wouldn't. Maybe that would be a reason that Dr. Hashimi wouldn't. Santos sees herself in Robbie. She knows that if she were to say, well, he stole drugs and it was covered up, Robbie's gonna get in trouble for that. Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of factors to it. Whitaker and Dana, this episode, both said that, you know, Langdon's done his time and it's on him. So maybe that messaging is getting through to Santos. Maybe that messaging is getting through to Robbie. I don't know. It's such an interesting situation.
We
Anything
got to
else?
find out what's going on with Jesse, man. We got to get him out of there.
I don't think we're going to hear anything else about it.
Oh, my God.
Dr. Elshi. Oh, Mateo. Mateo's back. Yeah, Mateo's back. Dr.
Man.
Shen's back now.
He looked good, too. Where do we think he was?
So I think the real reason that he wasn't on there was because he was filming something else.
Oh.
But in show, he's night shift now.
Okay.
So that's why he's here now. Anything else? I think we covered it.
Even though it was Baby Jane Doe, just
Jane
like
Doe.
5. Huh?
Baby Jane Doe.
Baby Jane Doe. What'd I say?
You keep saying Dane Joe.
Dane Joe. Dane Joe.
Dane Joe. Well, thanks for watching it again with me.
Always.
Yep. And next week will be episode 13, hour 7.
PM to 8 p.m.
7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
3 episodes left. There's got to be a reason that they stick around 3 more episodes. Maybe we'll find that out.
I was a little shocked at the way that retired office keeper, the way she talked to Javati.
That's the older generation.
It is.
People don't care.
Well, I'm older generation. I would no more talk to people like that I don't even know.
Yeah. It's this day and age.
What, idiot savant? Yeah, you don't use...
I mean, that I can understand that, though. Like, sometimes people don't necessarily know that a word's been phased out or something like that. But
Yeah.
she definitely said it with negative intent.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching with us, and we will see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. See ya.
I'm going to look up what they end. He was in...